He did 200 grand in he did 200K in 24 hours in a game he never played before. And
welcome to the Lockdown Live podcast. My name is Jamie Flynn. You can get in touch with me on Twitter at jam_fly. All podcasts are available on our YouTube channel. And while you are there, I would appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. Today, I'm joined by one of the biggest characters in Irish poker. He's a poker operator, a poker commentator, and lest not we forget, a poker player with over $1.6 million in tournament earnings. Fintan Gavin joins me to discuss the upcoming Irish Open Winter Festival taking place on PaddyPowerPoker and Betfair Poker, and also answer some quick fire questions. Fintan, how are you? Are you all set for Christmas?
Good. Thank you for that introduction, Jamie. You're so kind. I almost forgot what I did for a living.
I know you like to play down the poker player aspect.
Well, but, yeah. Well, I think you covered everything except what I actually do for a living. But never mind. We won't go into that. But yeah, listen, thanks for having me on. I'm really buzzing about this. I just got the call last week, as you know, from Paddy Power, just saying, look, we're doing this festival. Would you like to get involved? And when they told me the details, to be honest with you, I was excited. I mean, online operators adding money, that's what you want, really, isn't it, as a player? And, you know, small, medium buy-ins and big guarantees. So they got a good formula here for this online festival. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's, the Irish Open Winter Festival begins on the 26th of December. There's 3 events each night with €50, €20 and €10 buy-ins. As Fintan was saying, there's money added to the festival. Every single night, the top 3 receive a ticket to the €100, €50,000 guaranteed main event. And as we said, these tickets are added to the prize pool, so plenty of value to be had. There's also a €10,000 leaderboard for the series. And again, €10,000 added by Paddy Power and Betfair doesn't come out of the prize pool. So as you said, definitely good to see money being thrown back into the poker economy as opposed to being taken out. So,
well, absolutely. I mean, anytime I did a leaderboard, you know, you take the money. The punters usually, you know, finance it, like, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, there's several operators, online operators. These leaderboards, they're not. It's not all gravy, like where in this case it is. It's just free money, which is. Did you say the main event was €100? I'm so bad, Jamie. I don't even have the buy-ins. But did you say the main event was €100? Is that right?
Yeah. So €100
yeah.
buy-in for the main event. Yeah, 50K.
Brilliant, lovely buy-in. For online, it's a sweet buy-in.
Yeah,
and I think there's re-entries as well, isn't there?
There is, as far as I know. Yeah, there's a day 1A. Day 1A is on the 1st of January, and day 1B is on the 2nd of January. And I think there's a turbo flight as well somewhere there.
Turbo, yeah, definitely. I've seen that. That's. I think I'm registered for that already too. Yeah, no. I mean, €100, 50K guaranteed. Money at it. Good luck. I'm in there, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, can we expect to see you at the tables or in the commentary booth, or what are you thinking?
Well, I had a chat with the lads. I says, what are you thinking? And I says, Jesus, I like the sound of playing. So in fairness, they've invited me to play the festival. So I've kind of taken that week off. I've told the family, look, I'm going to be doing a bit for Paddy Power. So yeah, I'm going to play all the buy-ins. I think they start as low as €10, I think. Yeah. And I'm just going to bash away for the week or whatever, the week or 10 days or whatever it goes on for. I think it starts Stephen's Day and goes on to the 3rd or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and there's a special event, an ambassadors event, and they'll have a load of big names, won't they? Ex-Premiership footballers, and there's going to be bounties on everyone's head. So that's kind of standout one. They want me to play that one, so I'm definitely. I think I'm going to be playing every night, to be honest. I think that's the situation.
Yeah.
And looks good. Low buy-ins. Paddy Power. I haven't played Paddy Power in so long. My account was actually deleted. Would you believe that?
Go ahead.
So for anyone who does want to play it, you know, you can actually just open a new account, because they did a merge or something a couple of years back.
Yeah, with Betfair. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, with Betfair.
Yeah.
So if you haven't played in whatever, couple of years is you can just open a new account. Is no problem.
Yeah. It's if you have a Paddy Power or a Betfair account, the series is on both kind of platforms. So I said if you have one account or the other, or you need to create a new one, those options are there. And as you said, the particularly for people who mightn't be kind of big poker players, or if people don't want to gamble kind of big money, that ambassador tournament is absolutely ideal, I think, for people who might play the kind of the pub game around Christmas in the pub, might have the opportunity now. So €10 to play with the likes of yourself and myself, and as I said, the odd Premiership footballer punters. Yeah, so great opportunity for everyone there, you know. Yeah, so
sure, Jamie.
We're giving away 5 €10 tickets for the series. So all you have to do to be in with a chance of winning these is retweet this video with your Paddy Power or Betfair screen name. So that's your poker screen name, not your login name. I'll post further details for that in the description below. So there's 25 events total during the Irish Open Winter Festival. So in honor of this, Fintan, we're going to run through 25 quick fire questions.
Okay, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, you're some crack, Jamie. Yeah, go on, hit me.
I hope you're ready.
Don't get too personal.
Okay, Fintan, biggest poker win.
My biggest poker win, my biggest financial score was an EPT event in Barcelona 10, 12 years ago. But yeah, that was by far my biggest poker win. But I think I've had a few more memorable ones, you know.
Yeah. What would you say your more memorable ones? My
most memorable one was the UK IPT in 2011. It was just like my family was with me, my wife was with me, my best friends. We're all like, you know, was just a real great buzz, like, you know what I mean? And the money was nice, you know what I mean, at the time. But, you know, Barcelona, I was like absolutely flying it. And like, you know, it didn't need money. Do you know what I mean? But like by 2011, I needed a reload. So that definitely was a standout one. But the biggest score by far was Barcelona. I did a deal heads up. I did a deal three-way, and I got most of the money. I came out after the deal. I came out with 850 grand.
Okay, well, yeah. And that was 2008, I think, was it?
That was euro, 850,000 euro,
Yeah, it was 2008 EPT in Barcelona.
That was 2008, yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah. Okay. Favorite starting hand.
Okay, geez, it's going to take us a while to go through 25 questions if these are the questions. Okay, my favorite starting hand in Texas Hold'em is ace, and I mean, good luck. I'll take that all day over any hand.
Good, interesting answer.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. Omaha or Hold'em?
Well, I'm starting to enjoy the small stakes Omaha. I've been playing for the last few years, and I'm really starting to. Certainly for cash, it's not even close. Omaha for cash and Hold'em for tournaments.
Okay. Favorite place to play poker in Ireland?
I think straight away it comes to mind is the Radisson Galway and Killarney. These are the two places for me because they're great fun. They're great locations. Like, more like kind of touristy holiday kind of locations. And it just seems to be a different vibe, when the tournaments are hosted there. And I mean, my favorite tournaments have been in these places, Killarney and the Radisson and Galway. Yeah, for sure.
Excellent. Yeah. Favorite place to play poker outside Ireland?
Outside Ireland, well, I enjoy Kings. I like Kings. And I would say, where else? The Bellagio, Just Till Dawn. Yeah, these will be pretty cool places. Let me think. Surely I can. Let me see now. The Vienna, we really loved Vienna. We were there a few times. It's class.
Yeah, never
Concord was the only. Yeah, well, Concord was the only place really for years and years, but now they've like Montesino and they've some real class places in Vienna, like top spot,
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Yeah. Best commentary memory or hand you've commentated on?
Well, I'm not commentating that long. I'm only doing it a few years. And I was kind of thrown in the deep end in Kings, like, and they used to have massive high stakes, like serious. Like it was, I was blown away, to be honest. It's the biggest game I've ever seen, you know, by a long way, like, you know. I think my standout memory was the PLO game where there was a punter called the Crocodile, who was a bit of an alky, and he was back in the drink. He didn't play poker or anything, but he was in Kings. Like, he lives out there. He's wealthy. Was wealthy enough, had a few restaurants, and he was in punting away in the blackjack. And Leon and Tony G and them invited him into the big game. They play a PLO 100-100. So Crocodile never knew, hadn't a clue. And there, I'll never forget it. When we went on the stream, his name wasn't down. All of a sudden, we get a message. There's this guy, the Crocodile. And on our screen, we could see Gus Hansen going through the hands with him, trying to explain him how to play. And this is a 100-100 game. And then he went on, and it was a 4-hour game. It was amazing. It was a huge game. But he held his own for the 4 hours until the last 15 minutes. And then he done 120 grand or something like that. You know what I mean? And that was it. He was bust, but he hadn't a clue how to play. But funny enough, right? He was the talk of the whole stream because he didn't know how to play. Sorry, I'm going on a bit here, but it's just
please go on. Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah.
But the next day, then we come back into the casino, and there's all these stories that he stayed up punting all night, because you see that TV game actually continues off camera, you know. Yeah. And there was, I don't know, do you know, Jelinek, and do you know, there's some real sharp Omaha cash players that, you know, in fact, they're not even invited to the game anymore because, you know, their win rate is so high. But like some real good punters, like, you know, you had the Wolf as well, and like a few more. Anyway, so the next day we come into the casino, and we're still talking about yesterday, the Crocodile. What a character. This guy, do you know what I mean? He does 6 figures, never played the game before, blah, blah. And then the rumor was that he was still in the casino. They were up all night punting, you know? Yeah. So you're going, wow, gee, you know, some crack this fella, some stamina. Yeah. So anyway, we go into the stream, the next stream for the next day. Pretty similar lineup, few new faces. Gus Hansen's still playing it. Leon, of course. Rob Young is playing. And the next thing, now, the name of the guy that had a seat there, it eludes me at the moment. It'll come to me in a sec. But the floor man comes to this guy, says he's in seat 1, which he was, and he starts chatting. Now, we can't hear anything because they turn off the audio, but we can see there's something happening here. The table's full. We're just about to start, but the floor come up to the guy in seat 1, and they say, look, they're chatting away, and you could see everyone looking interested. And the next minute he gets up and goes. And who do they put in the seat but the Crocodile? And he's in the same shirt as yesterday. He's like unshaven. He looks the worst for wear. Stop, will you? And he's back again, buys in, right, for the 40 grand, okay? And he does it just straight away. He does the 40 grand. No, but listen to this. So he calls the floor and he says, okay? And they say, how much? And they say 50K. Are we still on here? We are, yeah?
Yeah. So I think...
Sorry, you just broke.
Yeah, so he
reloads for 50K, okay? So the floor come down with the chips, and he's taking the 50K out of his pocket. It's all cat 50s and, monkey notes, every kind of thing. And it's kind of, you know, this guy's been on the batter for the last few days, you know? So he just hands your man the 50K, the load of cash, right? Your man takes the cash, and he gives him the 50K in chips, and the next hand starts. So we're watching this hand. Of course, the Crocodile's in the hand. Yeah. Okay. And he's half his money in the hand already. This is a big game. Okay. You're talking 200K pot or something like this, something ridiculous. Next thing, the floor comes back and they start talking. And it wasn't 50 grand. He aimed like 32 grand. So there's a big debate on what are they going to do. So quickly, the players say, you know, we'll make up the 50 grand. But Leon was pissed off, you know, because obviously the floor gave this guy 50 grand
Yeah.
So sorry for going on and on, but that was the most standout moment I've ever seen. It was unbelievable. Of course, he
Yeah.
did the money straight away. He did
Yeah.
200 grand in he did 200K in 24 hours in a game he never played before. And he wasn't that wealthy. He owned one or two restaurants, but you know yourself, he was a hard-working grafter. He wanted to buy a zoo or something like that, and he ended up he couldn't buy the zoo because he did money in the Omaha game he never played before. So most standout degenerate memory, I think.
Yeah. I think that you've definitely covered the answer to a few of the other questions here about degenerate kind of memories as well there. But that's
that would throw crazy. That in.
Yeah. Okay, favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, Christmas has to be National Lampoon's Chevy Chase. Come on, classic, standout classic. Can't beat it.
Favorite poker movie?
Mississippi Grind I've watched it about 5 or 6 times. I don't know why I love it so much. I just think it's class. I think they really got a lot there. I think it's the same creators as Rounders. Is that right?
I'm actually not sure. That it's been on my list actually. Mississippi Grind. I haven't watched it though.
Oh, it's completely different to Rounders. It's completely different type of movie. It's more a road movie. And don't be when you're really looking forward to seeing the movie, expecting brilliant, and you have to be into it to enjoy it. But if you're into it, you'll absolutely love it.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah.
Mississippi Grind. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll definitely we'll check it out over Christmas. Yeah. Longest period without sleep?
Not too long. I'm a sleeper.
Okay.
I missed the night. I missed the night. That would be it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't think I ever missed 2 nights.
Shorter than the crocodiles, anyway. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can get away with missing a 1 night's sleep.
Yeah.
That'd be it.
Yeah. Best place to eat in Galway?
It's Galway's a great place, and for fear of offending any restaurant owners, no, it's just top spot. It really is. But I mean, most people know that Galway for restaurants, bars, top class. Yeah, absolutely. Check out the Kai in Galway and Year. They're all class bases. But I mean, even the likes of McSwiggin's, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For steak and pint, Galway, top spot for restaurants.
Yeah. First sports bet?
I wouldn't be a sports bettor at all, Jamie, really, to be honest, even though I do bet, but I wouldn't be a sports bettor. I got into it maybe about 10 years ago with Donegal D and that, and we were betting huge money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it wasn't gambling really. The boys Donegal, he, you know what I mean? He was really smart. They worked out, they handicapped, it was mainly on golf, and they actually handicapped the players themselves. Okay. And just basically exploited the bookies who had incorrect prices. Really, that was their gig,
Yeah.
And I did that for a year or whatever. Big, I did big. I think there was 3 of us did it. I think I made about 50K profit at the end of the year out of it. Okay. But the main thing was trying to get the money on. We couldn't get money on. That was the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But besides that, I never really punted.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That seems to be the way with sports bets. It's finding the edge is one thing, and then getting the money on is often the most difficult part.
That's what it was. And I mean, at the time I was amazed. I was like, what? These guys are cutting me off. And I was like, and I hadn't a clue. It was all Donegal's knowledge, not mine. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I had not a clue. Sure, I went in and tried to put a bet on Jack Nicklaus at one stage, you know what I mean? And your man says, what do you, it was Phil Mickelson, and I got it mixed up,
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but I tell you one thing, when the money started coming in, I quickly copped on. I'm a huge, keen golf fan now,
Yeah, definitely one of the best ways to get into a sport, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Most exotic location you've played poker?
Well, I don't know. Probably the Bahamas comes to mind. It's pretty cool, the Bahamas. Yeah, it's pretty expensive as well. So yeah, probably the Bahamas. Yeah, We went to a few funny places, but exotic, I'd say, yeah, Bahamas.
Bahamas, okay. Favorite alcoholic beverage?
Pint of Guinness.
Pint of Guinness, yeah. Favorite sport?
Favorite sport, I'm a big football fan, big Premiership fan. And it's just getting better every year. I don't know, I'm loving it like for the last, I don't know, 10 years or whatever. But following it all my life, but I'm big fan of the Premiership, and that would be my favorite sport, like, you know.
Yeah.
I'm loving the banter between the managers, the mind games, you know what I mean? It's great. I'm loving it, like, you know.
Yeah, I think as a product, it's definitely you know, they
I mean, it's just unrivaled. I mean, it's just class. It really is class. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, it's excellent. Yeah. Best Christmas present you've ever received or given?
But you know what? I've freaking brilliant. I don't know. Can you see it there? You can see the edge of it.
Yeah, the dartboard, is it? Yeah.
Best Christmas. There's a running joke in our house that I never get out for Christmas. I get like black socks and black t-shirts.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then like a couple of years ago, they bought me the dartboard. So definitely that's been the best present for quite a while.
Excellent. First car?
First car was a Toyota Cressida. It was a big, huge yoke. It cost me more on oil than it did on diesel or petrol. I think it was petrol. Yeah, it was definitely petrol. And I was like, I bought it off my friend who was a car dealer. I was buzzing, went off to a rave in the forest. This is like 30 years ago or whatever, like, you know what I mean? Absolutely brilliant. It was a tank of a yoke, the Cressida.
Yeah. Brilliant, yeah. Cash games or tournaments?
Tournaments for sure, yeah. Turbos.
Turbos, yeah. Check out, yeah, day 1C, the turbo flight for the Paddy Power Winter Festival. Fintan will be there, yeah. Most famous person you've played poker with?
Okay, well, for me, it kind of depends at what kind of stage you're at, like, you know, when you're playing. I mean, you remember the Galway Festival, and we got like, you know, Gus Hansen,
and Isildur,
and the Swede, like, you know, Isidore, like, I mean, Victor Blom. I was just walking around Galway. That was just incredible. In fact, we had this big, huge, giant size mural of Gus Hansen on the side of a hotel, and it was so strange driving around the docks of Galway, and you see this guy, like, you know, superstar poker, like, it was just amazing. But I thought that was huge. That was 2013. But the first World Series for me was 2005. And I went over with my friends, Pat O'Callaghan and Dave Curtis. And I remember the three of us bought into the main event. Like, I mean, I don't know what we were thinking, like. And the dollar was actually stronger than the euro, like, you know. So it cost us like over 10,000 euro to play, like. And we hadn't a clue what we were doing, like, not a clue. More money than sense, but we paid in anyways. And the first table I got was Patrick Antonius. I was a big poker fan, so I knew. I was in, you know, I'd follow poker media and all that, so I knew. Now, there was a load of like Hollywood stars like James Woods and people like that playing, but like the cameras were all over one particular table. And I couldn't see who was at the table because it was so far away. But when my table broke, of course, I ended up going to the table. And who was at the table but Phil Ivey, you know? Wow. So, yeah, I think that was, for me, probably, definitely his most famous poker player I've ever played against. Certainly in that time. Maybe he's not as famous now, or maybe newer players wouldn't realize what kind of fame that was around it. I mean, like, the cameras literally for the whole World Series followed Phil Ivey. Yeah. And there'd be people on the rail he didn't even know, with like Phil Ivey t-shirts and, you know. Yeah. But he was a real, you know, it was funny actually on that table. And there was a girl there, she was a school teacher, and she was in a pot, and she won a small hand against Phil Ivey. And he had the headphones on, he wasn't communicating with anyone. And she was like clapping, and she says, I'm so excited. And he kind of took, you know, he just lifted up one of the earphones, you know, and he was like, and he gestured as if to say, what did you say? Like, you know? And she goes, I just said, I don't care what happens. I want a pot off Phil Ivey, and I'm just so pleased. And all Phil just goes, lady, you're way too nice for this game. And he just puts the headphone back on, you know. That was the only thing he said for the whole thing, but
Yeah.
I thought it was class.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Phil Ivy's actually he's someone I haven't even seen now in the Rio or haven't seen in Vegas, but I agree with you. For me, he's still the there's an aura about him. He's the number one, definitely.
Yeah.
I'd love
He
to.
didn't play the series for a couple of years.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think they were punting big in the Macau at the time, and
yeah,
a few of them, Dwan and them, they were just making their money abroad, and there was no appeal.
He was caught with some of the Borgata and the London casino money as well. He didn't want to. In the US in one money, there could be complications. But so your first ever main event, you ended up at Ivy's table.
I ended up Phil Ivy's table. Of course, I bust out. No run. No.
Remember at least, yeah.
No standout story.
Favorite meal.
Favorite meal: steak and chips. Good luck.
I think you've probably answered this already, but biggest cash game pot you've ever witnessed?
I've ever witnessed multiple hundreds of thousands. Yeah. I mean, I was privileged really with the commentating. When they invited me over, they just threw me in, like, you know, I hadn't a clue what I was doing. Please don't go back and listen to some of the stuff because it's painful, but it was just awesome. The pots, like, I mean, awesome. I seen several €500,000 pots, several, like, you know. I don't know. I think I could be wrong. Like, I think 800,000 or 900,000 is the biggest pot I've seen. I think, well, I'm not sure. But there was multiple pots, like in the six figures and high six figures.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What Irish county has the best poker players?
What Irish county?
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty difficult to say there's an actual geographical area that's, do you know what I mean? I mean, our own parish here was kind of, back in the day, was renowned for players. Jude Ainsworth is my neighbor and good friend. He just lives across the road, Jude. And then Derek Murray. I don't know, do your listeners know Derek Murray? But he was top tournament player, Derek, as well. And he's a stone's throw. And at the time there was Martin Silk. He was living nearby. So, this is going back quite a while. So from such a small area, it was pretty decent standard. And the standard in Galway was always pretty good, really good. So I found it like you have a lot of ballers coming from. I mean, you've young Toby Joyce, Toby.
Yeah.
He cashed for $1 million in the WPT there. Last I don't know, it was January or February or whatever. That's in more recent times. Your listeners may be aware, but yeah, I'd say Galway would be high up there, definitely. Yeah, Cork. When I started, I mean, it's just for me, the players I would have hung around with, or not so much hung around with, but would have talked to about hands and that. There was like Zeke and Gavin Stevens, and these are all Cork guys, So I always found the Cork guys, fairly seasoned and knowledgeable, But now I think it's just open. See, like, poker's kind of mainstream now, and with the internet, don't matter where you're from, does it really?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for Galway, there's definitely a good. There's such a good poker culture, I think, in Galway that it just seems to be everyone seems to play poker in Galway, which isn't necessarily the case in other parts of the country. So I always thought Galway was a good hotspot for poker.
Yeah, I don't even know, is it the volume of people playing? I think I don't know. We started because we were one of the first places to do good tournaments, like good structured tournaments. Do you know what I mean? Way back, like 2004, 2005, outside casinos. Do you know what I'm saying? So nowhere else in the country had that, apart from like Cork and Dublin, who had it in casinos. Do you know what I mean? So I think that could be a contributing factor to why a lot of good players came out of Galway. I think. I mean, I'm sure people would argue with that, but I reckon it's something to do with it,
Yeah. Okay. What Irish county has the worst poker players?
Yeah. Wow. I could really insult a lot of people. Do you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to go on record here, right? and I'm going to say Limerick. I have a lot of good friends down in Limerick, and they're all brutal. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're the worst ever. Like, so yeah, they think they're superstars, but they are actually brutal.
Yeah,
and they don't gamble at all. Like, do you know what I mean? So there you are, Jamie.
Limerick, excellent. And finally, Fintan, what event are you most looking forward to in this year's Irish Open Winter Festival?
Okay. Well, look, the fest, to be honest, there's no like one thing that I'm actually going, yeah, wow, that's absolutely outstanding or whatever. It's the whole, it's the atmosphere of the whole event itself, you know?
Yeah.
The fact it's on Paddy Power, because for me, now I could be completely wrong here. I haven't played Paddy Power in a couple of years. I could be completely wrong. But the impression I get, right, is it's soft because it's like, it's a punter site. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And it's kind of, you know, it's the Irish side, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. It's going to be Irish,
yeah.
Irish UK players mainly. It's, you know, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's attracted me to the thing is it's the whole event and the buy-in sizes. The guarantee is incredible. 150k guaranteed, 50k in the main. And the biggest buy-in, €100, as you were saying. Like, I mean, it's huge, a huge guarantee, 15k at it. So the sum of the whole thing is really attractive. I'd say if you were to put me on the spot and say the one event, I'd say the ambassadors kind of bounty event, because there'd be a load of money at it, and there'll be a few right donkeys playing who won't have a clue what they're doing for sure. Like, you know.
Yeah, I've definitely that's the one I've been pushing to a lot of my kind of non-poker friends or whatever. So you can expect there to be definitely plenty of people. This is literally their one game of the year, or their, you know, one or two games of the year. So and then I said, who doesn't, you know, it's nice to if you knock out a Premier League football or whatever, get €100.
Brilliant.
Bit of crack, bit of a story over
Bonus,
Christmas.
yeah.
Why not?
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah. Excellent stuff. So don't forget, retweet this video to be in with a chance of winning one of 5 €10 tickets for the series. And like, share the whole lot as usual. Thanks very much. Fintan, thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you at the tables.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Jamie. Appreciate the time with you. It's great to see you. You're looking well, and have a happy Christmas.